Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. We haven't done one of these in a long time, so I'm just gonna do a get ready with me. If you're new here, my name is Amber, aka Malibu Stacy, and my channel consists of lifestyle, beauty, and fashion. And I recently mentioned in a vlog that I had got a whole slew of products from Juvia's place, so I wanted to go ahead and try them out. I've been playing with them for a couple of videos, but I figured I'd actually do like an application for you guys since I haven't done one of those in a minute, and then just kind of get you guys all caught up, because I know you've seen that it's been a minute since there was a vlog. So we shall get into all of that and I'll get you guys all caught up. Now let me apologize in advance if I've been able to get that video up. I mentioned that I had a leak in my bathroom. So currently right now, huge fans are blowing to dry out the bathroom. Hopefully you don't hear it. I did my best to cut down some of the fans, but I just got to leave something on because I'm trying to get this done and over with. So hopefully it doesn't disturb the audio too much. But this camera's audio is magnifique, so it probably will, so I apologize. Now, the only thing I didn't get from Juvia's place was a primer, which I don't even know that they have one necessarily, but I'm just gonna try. I'm trying to use up this little bit of Milk hydro primer that I have. I do plan on buying the big one, but I can tell you guys, I know this was like what they like to call a cult favorite, and you know, people were like, oh, this is the greatest primer in the world, and then you just didn't hear about it anymore. I still love this primer. It is literally still one of my favorites. It really does grip. Your foundation really does grip to the primer, but it also keeps your skin really hydrated. So it's a pretty penny. It's not a cheap primer, so you can do like what I did. I wanted to test it out, so I just got one of these small sizes. So, and this small size has lasted me a really good amount of time, so it's worth it for you to see if you want it before you invest in the full size bottle. I will link it down below, both the smaller size if they still sell it this way, and the other size, but this is the truth. Okay. And it's so funny because the last time we did one of these like get ready with me or just even a makeup application video, I was such a blender ball girl. Like, you always saw me with my beauty blenders. That's how I applied my makeup. I told you I was not a brush girl. I bought this brush from Target, and I bought it just for the purpose of applying the Kat Von D Good Apple foundation, because I always saw it applied with a brush, and since then it's kind of been my go-to. I still very much like applying my makeup with a beauty blender, but it's just something about this brush, it just magnifique. So this is the foundation from Juvia's place. It is called I Am Magic, and it is a velvet matte foundation. I can tell you where I erred wrong on this the first time is putting more than a dot. A little goes a long way. So I always literally start out with that much and just spread it across my face. I just put a couple of dashes all over and then bring them together. So let's talk about what's been going on. So I have had my YouTube channel for over 2 years now, and I have consecutively posted every gosh, why am I forgetting my upload days? Every Wednesday and Sunday. If you look back from when I first started, my posting days have been Wednesday and Sunday. and it is, you can probably count on maybe a hand and a half how many times I actually missed an upload. I've been pretty consistent for the past 2 years, and I intend to stay that way. But the point in me approaching YouTube that way was because early on I was told that if you wanted to be successful in YouTube, you had to make the algorithm understand that you were consistent and that you were gonna not just be fly by the seat of your pants. So I said, okay, I can commit to doing 2 videos a week, and I can commit to 2 specific times, and I can commit to them posting every week 7:30 a.m. and I held on to that for a long time. Also, I'm going to be honest with you, it helped me out a lot because I do work full-time. So working full-time and essentially doing YouTube full-time takes up it's basically my life. So it helped me balance social life, work life, and peace of mind, because I knew exactly what days I was uploading. I knew what days I needed to be, I knew what days I needed to film. I knew what days I needed to edit. It worked for me. So what's happened is over the past 2 years, I've been like this, and I'm not tooting my own horn. I've essentially been like this well-oiled machine. This is the, I think it's the same. It's the I Am Magic Concealer, and this is in the color 13. I think I borderline on saying this is almost perfect, almost saying it's a tad bit too light, but it works for me. So I would probably get it in another color. I would probably go in store and see if there was another color that suited me, but also if I just really needed some more, I would be fine buying another one in this color. But anyways, as I was saying, so it made me like a well-oiled machine as far as it came to YouTube, and that was fine. That was, you know, what we needed, what I wanted. Most people can go into their analytics and YouTube will show them it's better if you post on Tuesdays between 5 and 8. It's better if you post on Sundays between this time and this time. They can get that data, turn around and post on those days, and they could typically get more views, okay? Me, on the other hand, I came out the gate posting on Wednesday and Sunday. And by the time I looked at those analytics, we're talking like maybe 7 months into YouTube, YouTube favored those days. It was telling me the majority of my subscribers watch my videos on Wednesdays and Sundays. And so I always said, oh, great. That means that I just happened to pick the perfect days, but that's not what was happening. Of course, majority of my viewers watch my videos on Wednesday and Sundays because those are the days I have always posted. So I never experimented with posting other days or anything of that nature. So that's where I am now. And it's to the point where, you know, I have friends and family who literally plan things around my YouTube filming and editing schedule, you know? Like, oh, we know not to really suggest Amber go here without notice because that's the day she edits, or you know, Wednesday we can do this because she already is posted her video and she doesn't have to edit or film for a while because her next video is until Sunday. That's how it basically became. So everything kind of took a back burner to me keeping this schedule, and I never even really knew if it meant anything to my subscribers. Like, let's be honest. Yeah, people do it for the analytics, but at the end of the day, do your subscribers care, Amber, if you post a video on a Tuesday or if you post it on a Wednesday? Do your subscribers care if you post it on a Thursday? So that's why you guys have been seeing random uploads from me on like a Friday or a Wednesday or, you know, a Thursday, because I'm looking to see if it changes my views at all. do you guys really care if I post, or do you guys just like the fact that I post 2 times a week and one day is vlog? Do you care, you know? So basically that's what I'm doing. That was a long version of explaining it, because I felt like just to say I want to switch it up, you guys would have been like, but why? So you know, it's just to see if I have been killing myself, or not killing myself, because I like doing YouTube, just rather stressing myself or making fetch happen in times when I really needed to be doing other things to maintain a schedule that you guys, some of you guys are like, what? You upload the same 2 days a week? Some of you guys didn't even notice, you know? So, and the only reason why I kept really doing it was because if I did miss a video, I would at least get 1 or 2 people that would be like, oh, no video today? So I'm definitely gonna say there is a good number of my subscribers who knows the days that I post, but also it goes back to would they care. Now if everybody's like, look Amber, I like vlogs on Sunday. That's my Sundays, is when I sit down and I watch all my vlogs from all the YouTubers I watch. Okay, that makes sense to me. I get that. And that is something that's not a problem. It's not a problem for me to do Wednesday and for me to do Sunday, but I'm just trying to, you know, figure it out. So besides that, what kind of brought me to that was I had a death in the family, and I was supposed to upload, and you guys are not like that. I don't have subscribers or people who try to dictate what I do or how I do. This is actually a foundation stick. I'm sorry, I know I'll switch gears really quick. Cambia is what it's called. It's a foundation stick, but I use it for contour. I think you can use it for both. I really like this. I like it better than the Fenty one, because the Fenty one, I feel like you kind of have to warm it up on the back of your hand to get it to glide, which is wasting product. This one, you don't have to do that. So anywho, I had a death in the family, a pretty significant one, and I just was like, I'm not gonna post. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and edit. I'm not gonna post. The people who subscribe to me are not gonna be upset, you know. Like I just, and then I said to myself, Amber, you need to seriously stop being so freaking hard on yourself. You do. That's what I said to myself. I did. I said it is quality over quantity. If I'm only able to produce 1 video for that week, it will be high quality 1 video for that week, rather than me rushing to meet a deadline that doesn't exist, you know? So I've been dealing with that, dealing with the family and, you know, that death, and dealing with that not on my own, but for the most part dealing with my own feelings internally with myself. And yeah, that's it. And just getting myself together health wise. And I had a friend who got really sick, and that kind of took priority too. So but yeah, things are getting back on track, besides the bathroom, but you guys can see pretty much I'm really calm about that. It is what it is. Now this is, actually let's do this first. This is the Juvia's Place, the Zulu. It's the eyeshadow palette. It is one of my favorites. Highly recommend. I hope they still sell this one. To me, it's the perfect palette for both a natural and colorful look. I was thinking actually of going going live sometimes too, like, because going live would essentially be a better way for you guys to talk to me in real time. I try to be really good as far as like with the comments and you know, speaking to you guys down in the comments. And I usually get to every single comment. I don't have that many at this point, but even videos where I do have a lot of comments, I typically get to all of them, even if it's a couple of days later. Acknowledgement, if you could take the time to leave me a comment, I could take the time to acknowledge it, at least at this point with the amount of comments that I get. Yeah, but let's see. So I just went in with this little dark brown here. I use that as my base for almost all eye looks, just in general. And I think I'm just gonna do this shimmery color. I haven't done a shimmer in so long. And these are so pigmented, like one pat usually, and you have the color. That's what I love about Juvia's place. I remember when it first came out, it was like one of the only eyeshadows that actually would show up on people of color. It was like, it's fortunate now, like I don't know how many of you guys have been like wearing makeup or been into makeup, but it was the time where it was really hard to get eyeshadow that actually showed up on your skin if you were a person of color. And I remember Juvia's place just being like, oh my gosh, it's so pigmented, and it's the only palette where if it's an orange, the orange shows up on a black person. And now pretty much all these eyeshadows then got their whole life together. Some are better than others, like as far as like blending and application and fallout. Of course some are better than others, but they pretty much all have mastered getting some type of pigmentation. Even the drugstore brands have gotten better pigmentation wise. Now I still wouldn't mess with none of their blues or none of their purples, but for like a quick little shimmer or a brown, yep, they got you. They real good on some of them greens too, within reason. But so outside of that, I just been, you know, chilling with family, and you guys see in the vlogs pretty much what I do. I want to go out more and do more things, but it's so difficult because I'm in Los Angeles, and out here COVID is very real. And now we got monkeypox, but it's like COVID is still COVIDing out here, okay? Don't let none of these vloggers, bloggers, or people make you think anything different, okay? Because my family member that passed away, do you know how long we have to wait for the funeral because of how backed up the corners are and how backed up the morgues are? People used to pass and you used to be able to have their funeral by the end of the week. That's not the case now. It's very much real. So I just will be happy when things get, you know, a little bit better. I have some trips coming up that were kind of planned before this whole monkeypox business came out. Why? Please tell me why. Somebody posted a picture of a guy on the plane with monkeypox all down his leg, and he had on shorts, and he was just getting on the plane. And I'm just like, sir, are you trying to let your monkeypox breathe? Do you know that, I mean, like, sir, what are you doing? And then they say, oh, you could only get monkeypox passed to you through sex, direct skin contact, all this stuff. Child, I ain't listening to y'all. Cause y'all was the same. They gave us so much misinformation in the beginning, or they didn't really know, and they were trying the best they could. I'll say that. But if you think I'm gonna be out here in these streets based off month 1 monkeypox info, no. So yeah, I have a few trips planned and some more interesting stuff coming up. I actually decided after my face was basically done that I wanted to do my eyebrows. I normally don't do it that way, but when I decide last minute that I want to do my eyebrows, I pretty much know how to do it with eyeshadow and all that still on. So 10 out of 10 would not recommend doing it this way, people, but if you ever do, let me show you what to do, because no matter what, you got to strut. Come on. So basically you just do a super barely thin line at the bottom because you already have eyeshadow. I know most people do this before they do the concealer. I do it after because sometimes I have to fix that I went over a little bit. All right, and is that the last piece of the puzzle? The last piece of the puzzle is this is the Saharan Blush Volume 1. This is one of the new items that I picked up. So the foundation, this, and the contour stick were all new. This I have been loving. I've been using as highlight and blush. I like that it has blush colors you don't typically see. Y'all know I love an orange blush. I love this super dark one. And of course you have your golds, you have your pink. So they're super pigmented. So what I do is, like today for example, I think I'm gonna go for the orange. I dab in just a little and I barely tap and I add and I build it up, because like I said, this is extremely pigmented. You don't need that much. And that's it for me and how I want my makeup to look. That's enough for me. So then there is this like deep brown color right here. I have been using that as a highlight. So take my little highlight brush. Was it Zara or was it it was one of the, is this one, it was this one, and giving myself a rich highlight. Do you see that? I hope you guys can see that. It just looks like it just melts into the skin. It's magnifique. And then I just put a little down my bridge and tip of the nose. Top of the lip. And smudge it out. And that's the face, people. And before I do my lips, again, we're just trying to use up stuff. This is my MAC spray. So yeah, so for my lips, I don't have a Juvia's Place lippy. All right, so I'm gonna use my Kat Von D as a liner. Okay, my memory card filled up and we're almost done, so I was not about to get up and rectify that. So, we'll do, try to make it so you guys really can't see that. And I'm gonna use another Kat Von D for the center. And so I'm gonna let this dry because it dries matte, and then above it or over it I'm gonna put my clear lips. But yeah, this is the face, guys. A little mascara. I'm not wearing lashes. I'm not going anywhere, peeps. I'm actually about to film a video, and I feel like I hate filming clothing hauls without makeup, because then I'm like, that could have been so much cuter, Amber. That would have looked so much cuter if you were actually done up. I'm actually starting to hate all the videos where I chose to keep my braids up so that I wouldn't get hot. I'm like, Amber, that look would have been so much better if your hair were down. Boom. I like it. So, the powder, I don't know if I said it while I was doing it. The powder was Juvia's Place, the setting powder. It's the I Am Magic setting powder, and it's in Kalahari. So, I'm gonna make sure to link everything down below, but I want to say the past like 3 or 4 clothing haul videos, my makeup was all full face of Juvia. And despite it being summer and despite it being hot, normally in the summer my go-to is my Tinted Moisturizers. This has actually been working for me, so I 100% recommend these products. My favorite, I'm gonna have to say, I'm really liking this foundation. I didn't think I would like it as much as I do. This is a teeny bottle, by the way, but I got this on sale. I want to say I got this on sale for like $16, or maybe it already is $16. I don't know. I didn't pay a lot for it, so, but I was still surprised at the size. I was like, what? If it wasn't for the fact that literally a drop will do your whole face, I would say this was like a rip-off, but literally a little goes such a long way. This is definitely like a full coverage. Yes, full coverage. So for me, a little goes a really long way. So definitely worth it. The concealer, I've had the concealer for a while. Gosh, probably longer than I should have, but I want to say I've had this concealer probably like a year. And it works really good to me. Like, it doesn't crease or anything. Setting powder, I like this setting powder because it has like a goldish tint to it, and I have golden undertones, so for me it just kind of, you know, brings everything together. What else? I really want to get this in this color and try using a foundation stick as, you know, coverage around my whole face, because as you can see, even though the contour color itself is not that dark, it's still like defined where I needed it to define. I don't like a super dark contour, so that works for me. But yeah, all of them will be listed down below. Everything that I use in the video, where you can find it, well, the link will be there. And yeah, if I missed anything that you guys were wondering, just comment down below. Let me know. Y'all know I'll holla at you, slide in my DMs. Y'all know I respond to them. If you message me on Instagram and I don't respond, it's not because I don't want to. It's because my Instagram account is not like a standard Instagram account. It's a business account. So it like puts messages of people that I'm not mutual friends with, it slides them into like this weird folder with all the people asking for naked pictures of you and pictures of your toes and asking to fix your Instagram and asking you, do you want to do Forex trading? It puts you in a folder with all them people. And I go through that folder randomly and make sure that it hasn't sent some of you there. So, yeah, if that's why you get a response from me and it's a little bit late, like the next day, or it's been like 2 days, that is why, child, because they didn't slid you in the spam folder with the Forex traders and yeah, they put y'all in that folder. But all right, guys, that is all I have today. I am about to knock this video out and chill for the rest of the evening. Just worked a full day, and now I have a full YouTube day of both filming and editing. But all right, guys, as always, love ya, mean it, bye. Deuces.
That's how we fall out. That's how we fall out. That's how we fall out. That's how we fall out.